Hello everybody, Retrobeard here. How you all doing? This is this week's Q&A, Retro Ramblings, Retro Musings, whatever you want to call it, where I answer your questions that you've given me, and I do it in a beautiful, or at the very least an outdoors locale. This is in one of my local parks. It's nice, it's getting dark, but I thought that would be a change. I'm just experimenting with a wider screen than last week's portrait. Portrait. So this is landscape this week. I know it's getting dark, but it just adds a different ambience. My first question, because I'm going to get started, is from Dark End Tracks. He's asking something along the lines of, what do I think of quantum physics and why? Or my opinion on quantum physics and why? And this is a pretty easy one to answer, because I don't do pre-research to my questions usually. I just answer the question. I don't, sometimes I might do a bit of minor research, but I'll be careful because I don't want to taint the answer with something pre-scripted or somebody else's. Well, my knowledge of quantum physics is pretty basic. I'm not a scientist, I'm not an academic or a scholar. I'm more of a philosopher. So I learn the energies and attitudes to life and people and beliefs, and observe and make my own critiques and opinions. So I think quantum physics is fascinating, and it possibly unlocks the secrets of the universe. But to actually say applying it, using it, understanding it, no, I don't really know a lot. So sorry, Doc, it'd be a better answer, but it was an honest answer. Great question though. Next question. Here's the next question. Chris Payne wants to know, when was I last pissed and what is my best hangover cure? I haven't been pissed in many, many years. I don't think I can even recall, my friend, the last time. It was some years ago. No, I can't think. It's been possibly at least 10 years. Because I've got without trying to sound boring, one of my medical conditions, I've got terrible acid reflux and sort of an IBS-y type disease going on. So because of the medication I'm on, omeprazole, since then, and to combine my digestive problems, which are slowly getting worse, alcohol affects me really bad. I get like a gluten intolerance type thing going on for it. So I can get a lot of days of feeling low, pains in my stomach, digestive problems. And it happens even with a couple of drinks, so drinking isn't really in my best interests. And sometimes in the past, when I drank more than a certain amount, I'd be sick. And I'm not talking normal being sick when you've had too much. I mean 4 or 5 drinks and I'm sick. Whereas when I was a young man, I could have 10 or 15 like the rest of us. So I did find I can have a couple of drinks if I have something that's gluten-free, like Peroni gluten-free or a nice cider, but only a couple. So the date is unknown, my friend. I'm sorry to give another vague answer, but my hangover cures from back in the day, I suppose, a fried breakfast with a nice cup of coffee, or no, in fact, I used to always have a fried breakfast, like egg sausage and bacon roll or cob or butty or whatever, with a few cans of Coke. That used to really build me up for the day and get me back, because I used to often in the 90s go to work after a full night out, till 4 in the morning. A few hours later, I'd wake up for work, and a good greasy breakfast with a few cans of Coke used to get me through. So that's my answer on that one, my friend. Thank you. Andy Davidson asks, am I religious, and what is my view of other religions? Well, I'm not religious in the sense that I belong to any church. I wasn't baptized or anything like that. However, I do believe in I don't know, I suppose you'd call it God in the traditional sense, but not in a, not in a traditional sense, like I say, more in a spiritual way, like an old school sort of biblical way, where I don't belong to a church and my altar is a pile of rocks, or my heart or my thoughts. I try and live by tenets of religion that suit my way of life in this modern world. Like, I don't believe in stoning people who have affairs, or I don't believe in slashing lambs' throats with a knife or anything like that. But morals, ethics. I do talk to God, and not just when my times are hard, but I talk to him every day. I pray in my own private way, and it's a very private thing to me. So it's hard to explain without going into vast detail, but it's a personal, private thing, so I don't like to disclose too much quickly. Perhaps it can lead to more questions to release the goodies. My view of other religions is they are absolutely fine as long as they're not hurting or affecting other people. If you're using violence, pressure, oppression, standards on other people and making them feel not good enough, or in danger, in fear because of your views, that's not good. So I'm completely live and let live with other religions. I do think all religions and forms of spiritualities potentially offer something of use and value to all of us. You could call it cherry picking, but I don't mean it disrespectful. I mean God can be any form, or the wisdom of God, many different messengers, and we have to use our own judgment and trial and error. So I know it's a bit of a vague answer, but it's a tough one. Anyway, with all that said, I am going to go now. I hope this has been informative, and please keep questions coming in the comments or in stream. Take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. This is Retrobeard signing off. Sorry for the darkness.